Welcome to The Breakdown, where we're breaking down marketing knowledge for auto repair shop owners like you.
Well, hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Breakdown, where we take complex topics and break them down and make them easy to understand. And we do it old school, on a whiteboard. Today, we're going to be talking about how to build a careers page that attracts great technicians. And I say technicians, but it could also be service advisor, parts people, whoever it is that you need to add to your team. We're going to talk about building an amazing careers page for your website that's going to help attract them into your business. So the first thing that I want you to understand about this is that it does require doing some strategy and planning. If we look over here, some of the things that I want you to think about. Number one, don't lie or try to create some kind of a fake amazing culture. You know, it's 2025 as I record this, and culture is such a big thing because people truly do have a choice about where they work now. And people want to work at a place that really has that great culture. If your business doesn't have that, you can fake it. You might even succeed in hiring someone, but they're not going to be there long term. You want to have long-term employees. Otherwise, you will spend a fortune hiring, trying to train, making mistakes, getting the wrong person in. So another thing I want you to understand about your business is it does have a culture. Whether you have intentionally created that culture or not, your business has a culture. So whether it's a great culture or a terrible culture, it's there. You want to have that great culture. If you don't have that, that's another discussion, but you really need to take the time and go intentionally create a great culture in your business. Easier said than done, but it is doable, and people do it every day. The other thing I want you to understand is that creating this page, it takes time. This is not something that's going to be 5 minutes of sit down and just scratch some stuff out on paper and say, oh, this is it. It requires your attention. It requires that time to actually strategize and plan. And I have a nice little bird over here creating some ambiance for you. So I hope you don't mind that. Also, think before you build. That goes into that strategy and planning. You really want to, if you've ever heard me talk about a clarity break, you want to do a clarity break when you're creating this careers page. Get away from the shop and go sit down and be intentional and truly think about what needs to be on this page. If you want to find out more about a clarity break, just go to YouTube and search for EOS Clarity Break. It'll tell you everything that you need to know. So start with your team. A lot of people, when they're creating a page like this, they don't know what it is that makes people want to work for them. But you know who does know? Your team. So go to your team and ask them, why is it that you enjoy working here? If there's things about this place that you don't enjoy, what are those things? What can we work on? What can we fix? But start with your team, because they will tell you the things that you need to put on this page that are going to attract someone into your business. And look, they want great coworkers. So they're going to tell you the right things that are going to attract the right type of people. Do your core values attract? Okay. If you don't have core values for your business, this is one of the highest priority things that you can do. I was that person that I never really valued core values. I know that's a little meta, but I never valued core values until we had a really solid set of core values and we actually ran the business by those core values. We lived by those core values, and we do that now. We hire, we fire, we reward, we recognize, all based on our core values. And when you live those core values out, it brings the right people into your business. And then, think also, like, what are some of the best team building memories you have? Because you're going to need that when it comes time to create this page. But as far as your team goes, let them tell you what matters the most. Now, when it gets time to actually start putting things to paper that you're going to hand over to your webmaster and tell them build out this page, some of the things that you want to think about doing is, number one, a video message from the owner. This means so much for somebody. Look, I know, because on our careers page, there's a video message from me. Go to our core values page and watch the message from me about our core values. We get so many comments about those videos. It's one of the number one things that our applicants talk about when they are applying. And it's because it gives them insight into who I am and who we are as a company. And one of the things that, like, when you really press in and you figure out what is it that people want from their employer, is they want time, they want access to them. And when I used to hear that, I always thought, do they really? But they truly do. Like, there's been study after study done about this, and it's one of the top things that an employee wants from their employer. And that video message just gives them a little bit of insight into who you are. Then a list of benefits. And look, maybe you don't have the health insurance and the 401k and all of that stuff, but what are some of the benefits that you have? It might be that you have the best scan tools. It might be that you have, top of the line equipment for them to work with. It might be that you have a 4-day work week. It might be that you have a 7-day work week, depending on, the camp that you fall into there. But think outside of the typical health, dental, 401k. Yes, if you have that stuff, absolutely put it on the page. But there's other benefits that come from working with your team. Maybe you go to a trade show like Vision or ASTA every year and you bring your team with you. That is an amazing benefit to them, all right? The next thing is real pictures of your team. Don't put stock photography on this page. You want real people of you want real pictures of the real people in your business working on your real clients' cars in your real shop. Real pictures, no stock. And put lots of pictures. Give them insight into what your shop is like, what it's like to spend a day in your business. 3 to 5 testimonials from team members. Man, we plaster websites with testimonials from customers. But you're just like you try to attract customers, you're trying to attract team members. Testimonials from your current team members will go a long way with people who are thinking about possibly coming to work for you. All right, a visual of your core values. You can do this with ChatGPT now. You can put in all your core values and say, create a nice graphic of this, and it'll make it for you for free. But you can also do something like go to Fiverr or Upwork, or if you have an agency that you work with or a graphic designer, to have them create some kind of a visual of your core values. It just makes the page look nice, and it shows that you take your core values seriously. It's something that's important to you. All right, a minimalist job application. I had somebody one time that made me build a 4-page application. It was a form on their website, 4 pages, 4 steps to go through. And I mean, every one of those steps was the entire page. It was the most ridiculous thing. You know how many applications they got filled out? 0. You're hiring a technician. This is the other thing. Don't make them submit a resume. Because look, some of the best technicians in the world, they do not know how to create a resume. You're not hiring them to create resumes. You're hiring them to fix cars. So don't make them jump through hoops. Get just the information that you need from them to know whether or not you want to hire them. Name, phone number, email address, how many years of experience do they have, any specialties, maybe any certifications, and that's it. And if you see somebody there that you think, oh, they might be a good fit, then invite them to come have coffee with you or lunch with you or something like that. And go from there with all of the formal paperwork. Make it easy to apply. All right, open positions. You want to put, obviously, any open positions that you have on your careers page. Now, we're going to get to always be hiring. Even if you don't have open positions, give them a way to apply. All right, looks matter. Presentation equals professionalism. I'm not telling you need to go out and hire a professional photographer to come in and take pictures of your team. You absolutely do not need to do that. Wouldn't hurt, but you don't need to do that. You can do this stuff with a cell phone. But things like doing your core values visual, laying the pictures out nicely on the page, having the video up there, nice and top, center, mobile friendly and all of that, make the page look good. In a perfect world, you have a web designer that you're working with, and you're going to tell them, I want this page to look awesome. And give them the budget to be able to go in there and create a beautiful page for you. because it truly does matter when it comes to getting somebody to apply. Now, last thing, always be hiring, even if you are fully staffed. Do you know how many times in the lifetime of my agency that somebody has come to me and said, I'm looking for a job, and we're like, yeah, we don't have any positions open right now. And then within a month we had a position, and it's like, oh man, that would have been the perfect person. Where's their information? We learned, my coach, Chris Cotton, taught me to always be hiring. He talks about stacking your bench, filling your bench. You want to have a stack of highly qualified candidates who are ready to come work for you at any given time, whether you are fully staffed or not, because it can change overnight. We have seen things from somebody quitting to literal tragedies where somebody lost their life, causing somebody to need to hire when they never thought that they were going to have to hire inside of the next year. It can happen to you, and it's a terrible thing when it does, but when you're ready, it is not as big of an impact on your business, all right? Then, you want to make sure you have the metapixel on your website so that when somebody makes it to your careers page, you can then retarget them with a little ad saying, hey, come back and apply. We'd love to, have you interview with us or something like that. So these things, go look at our careers page on Shop Marketing Pros, shopmarketingpros.com/careers, and just look at how we have it laid out. And if you want to see any shops that have great careers pages, we can give you links to those also, because we've built many of them. Don't underestimate the power of doing this. I've seen so many really bad careers pages on websites. I hope that you'll take this to heart. Just send this video to your web designer and say, do the things. You're going to have to give them the information. That doesn't give you the ability to skip the strategy and the planning. You still have to do that. It doesn't give you the ability to say, I'm going to just forget about this and let them handle it. You have a part in this, but still, send this video to them, and it's going to give them a much better idea of what it is that you are looking for. They can go look at some examples and do a much better job for you. So I hope you found this helpful. Remember, whatever you do, be a pro.